Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Hangout. We are very sorry for this slight delay. We had some technical difficulties, but we are ready to start now. My name is Olga, and I work here in Dublin office in Ad Grants team, and I'm joined today by my colleague Devin from Mountain View office.
Hi everyone, I'm Devin and I work on the Ad Grants team here in Mountain View, and we are so excited to be sharing our top tips with you all today.
Okay, as Devin mentioned, we will be sharing today with you our top optimization tips. We really hope that they will help you to optimize your account and get the best possible return from your ad grants. So, couple of things to know about. First of all, please, you have an opportunity to ask us questions. You can do that in comment section just below your YouTube video or Google Plus video. Please do it. Also, if you are not catching something, don't worry, because we are recording this Hangout and you will have access to it wherever you want, and you will be able to repeat everything that we show you today in your account a little bit later. Okay, we are ready to start, so David will show you our first tips now.
Okay, so let's get started. Here's an overview of our top tips we're going to cover today. Let's go right ahead and dive in with our first. Know your fundamentals. We're going to touch on two important things with this. One, quality score, and two, keywords. Let's start with the concept of quality score. This is really important as it is the main thing we can influence to improve performance. There are two main factors that determine where an ad shows. One is quality score, and the other is bidding, which is how much you're willing to pay per click. Since we can't bid higher than $2 per click in an Ad Grants account, there isn't anything we can really do to optimize around bidding. What we then have to focus on is quality score. So what exactly is quality score? Think of quality score as relevancy. At the end of the day, Google wants to show relevant ads to people searching. It's a good user experience as people find what they're looking for. It's also good for advertisers like you because you'll get people to your site who are more likely to be engaged with your content. To get a high quality score, you'll want to give searchers what they're looking for. So how do we actually do this, though? I like to think of it this way. Ideally, you want your keywords to be in your ads, and then those words to also be on the landing page people get to when they click on your ad. If you have this consistency with your keywords, ads, and landing pages, you'll have a higher quality score, your ads will show up better, and you'll get more engaged visits to your site through AdWords. Let's take a deeper look at quality score. Here are the three main components that go into quality score. The first is the predicted click-through rate, or CTR. So essentially the likelihood of someone clicking on your ad. The second is ad relevance. In other words, does your keywords relate to your ad? Again, ideally, we want the keywords to be in the ad. The third factor is landing page experience. You'll get a higher quality score if the landing page your ad takes people to is related to your keyword, and the ad is easy to it's easy to navigate, and is transparent and trustworthy, your landing pages. By trustworthy, we just mean that visitors are getting all the necessary information. So for example, explaining your mission and intent before asking visitors to fill out a form sharing their personal information. While these are the three main factors that determine quality score, there are other factors. For instance, a user's location or the device they're on. Also, quality score is a real-time number. While you can estimate it in your account, you can see an estimate in your account out of 10 for each keyword, it can change from one auction to the next, and it's calculated again each time. To find out how to see the quality score of a keyword in your account, check out our AdWords Help Center online. So now that we've covered quality score, let's talk about keywords. Keywords are really the foundation of your account. They're the words and phrases you want your ads to show for. For example, If you run a nonprofit that helps stray animals, rescue stray animals, you'll want keywords like animal rescue, dog rescue, or stray cat rescue. The other thing you should know about keywords is that there are different types of keywords, which we refer to as keyword match types. Here are the 4 different keyword match types, including examples. They vary from the least restrictive to the most restrictive. On one end of the spectrum, you have the least restrictive, which is broad match. Broad match keywords allow your ads to show up for searches that are variations or synonyms of your keywords. So for instance, if your keyword is animal protection, then your ads could show when someone types in a variation of that search, such as wildlife conservation or save animals. Broad match can be great because it casts the net wide and allows your ads to show for related searches you might not have thought of to add as keywords. It can, after all, be really hard to predict what people are going to type into Google. While broad match can work well, sometimes issues do arise when the variation is not relevant. So sticking with this animal protection example, ads might show for the search pet cover for car. While the search is a play on animal protection, it isn't relevant. Now, on the opposite spectrum from broad match is exact match. Exact match keywords have brackets around them. When you make a keyword exact match, that means a person's search has to match that keyword exactly. Your ads won't show for any synonyms or variations, although plurals will be taken into account. If your keyword is animal protection in exact match, then your ad can only show when someone types in animal protection exactly. The issue with exact match, though, that you should keep in mind is that it can often be too limiting, and you may run the risk of blocking relevant traffic. With that said, it can work well if you see a keyword or search term performing well in one form. So the 2 match types in the middle are popular because they aren't as restrictive and allow for some flexibility. Broad match modifier allows you to single out the words you don't want variations or synonyms for. For these important words, you just put a plus sign in front of them. When you put that plus sign in front of a word, a person's search has to include those words. However, the order they type those words in doesn't matter, and they can include other words. Now, when the order does matter, then phrase match can be really useful. When you put quotes around something, it signals to our system that a person's search has to include what's in those quotes exactly, but they can include something before it or after it. Something to keep in mind is that you don't have to only use one match type in your account. You can have a combination and test different ones. Now, since you likely have keyword match types in your account that allow your ads to show when someone types in synonyms and variations of your keywords, there is a chance that you may be getting irrelevant traffic. The good thing is that there are ways we can prevent this from happening. One is to choose a more specific match type. For instance, broad match modifier or phrase match instead of broad match. The other option is to add negative keywords. A negative keyword is a word you never want your ad to show for. For instance, we showed on the last slide how if you have a broad match keyword in your account like animal protection, then your ad could show for a related search like pet cover for car. If you never want to show for the word car, then just add car as a negative keyword. While negative keywords can be really useful, just make sure the ones you add aren't going to block any potentially relevant traffic. If you want to see exactly what people are typing into Google to see your ads and actually see the variations of keywords and ads you're showing for, then you can look at the search terms report in your account. This report is really useful because it allows you to assess the quality of traffic you're getting. If you see searches that aren't relevant, you have the option to add those searches as negative keywords. One thing I do want to note is that if you look at this report and it looks great except for a few searches, then just add negative keywords where needed. There's no need to change the match type of all your keywords from broad match to something more specific if this report looks good and you're getting relevant traffic. Also keep in mind that specific match types can decrease the traffic since they are more limiting. Our second tip for improving your account is to simply keep an eye on this search terms report to really understand the quality of traffic AdWords is generating for you. Again, if you see searches you don't want to show for, you can add negative keywords to block those searches in the future. If you're seeing a word that you don't want to show for come up multiple times, then I would manually add the word by itself. So going back to the animal protection example, if you see other searches like pet cover for car, and the word car keeps coming up in your search terms report, then by adding the word car manually to your negative keyword list, you'll prevent your ads from showing for all future searches that include the word car. Now Olga is going to show you how to get to the search terms report and how to add negative keywords.
Okay, thank you, Devin. So, as we can see, we've created an account for Ad Grants. In order to show you how to work with keywords, to access your keywords, you just need to click on the Keywords tab. Just below your Keywords tab, you will see three other tabs: Keywords, Negative Keywords, and Search Terms. You might saw them already in Devin's screenshots. So, in Keywords tab, you will have the list of all of your keywords that you've added in your campaign, with statistics like clicks, impressions, CTRs, and CPCs. You can also add new keywords by clicking on plus keywords button. Let's move to Negative Keywords tab. You can, by the way, repeat it with me if you have access to your account. That's a very, very useful exercise to do at least once a month. Check what negative keywords you already have. You will have them listed here on ad group level or on campaign level. I would recommend you to add them on campaign level because probably if you don't want to be shown on something, you don't want to be shown on it on the whole campaign. Okay, for example, we advertise ad grants and we don't want to be shown when people are typing in Ad Grants login just because they probably already have an account with us and already receive our grant. So we can add login as negative keyword. For this, we click on plus keyword on campaign level. We select our campaign and we just type in login and we click on save. Okay, right now you see it on the list. So check this list regularly. Make sure that you have all the negative keywords that you don't want to be shown at there. So let's move to search terms. Search terms report is great. It's one of the most useful tools that will allow you to optimize your account. Here you will see the list of the search terms. If you're right now on your account, you will probably see the list with some statistics over there. So, and as Devin mentioned, you can add some search terms as keywords or as negative keywords. You add them as a keyword if you see that, okay, that's really good search term. I really want to add it as a keyword. I didn't know that someone was looking for me in this way. So it's a great way to find new ideas for your keywords to target. If you see that something that you don't want to be shown at, for example, in our case, I can see Ad Grants login. So I can just highlight it and click on this button and add it as negative keywords. Okay, some more tips from Devin now.
Okay, so our next tip to improve performance is just to structure your campaigns around your goals. So as we mentioned earlier, quality score or relevancy is really important. And ideally, you want your keywords to be in your ads, and then those words to also be on the landing page people get to when they click on your ad. In order to make this happen, you want to have specific ad groups, since ad groups allow us to match the right keywords with the right ads. When you look in an ad group, all the keywords in that ad group should relate to the ads in that ad group. If they don't, create another ad group and create more specific ads that match those keywords. A useful way to decide on the campaigns you need is to list out your different goals. Once you've listed your goals, break each one down into subcategories to identify your ad groups. So let's take a closer look at this example on the slide for a nonprofit whose mission is cancer awareness and helping to find a cure. Their goals with AdWords are to 1, create general awareness, 2, drive donations, 3, increase the number of volunteers, and 4, promote a skydiving charity event. These are their 4 campaigns. Then they've broken each campaign down into subcategories to ensure that the right keywords are matched with the right ads. Under their general awareness campaign, for instance, they have an ad group dedicated to just breast cancer. That way, if someone is searching for breast cancer, they're going to see a breast cancer ad. If they didn't break it down this way and had all their keywords in one ad group, then someone searching for breast cancer might see an ad for cancer research or a general ad for their organization. They're going to be much more likely to click if they see an ad for breast cancer exactly. So really the big takeaway here is if you can get more specific with your ad groups, so the right ads are paired with the right keywords, then you'll increase the chances of someone clicking on your ads and engaging with your site. As a result, your quality score should improve. And also, one thing to note, sorting your campaigns by location, if you have multiple locations, can work. And as long as you're putting the location in the ads, and you think that that would be valuable and help improve click-through rate. This is only going to apply to some accounts, but I want to bring this up since that campaign structure does look a little different. Everything on the ad group level, though, would still apply. Let's move on to our 4th tip. Don't stop looking for new keywords. So if you look at your search terms report and you're getting high-quality traffic, but you aren't utilizing your daily budget, then adding more relevant keywords should help you get more relevant traffic. There are 3 ways that we like to use to find more keywords. The first is to use the search terms report we've been talking about. This, again, is a report that shows you exactly what people typed into Google to see your ads. It's not just useful for finding negative keywords to block, it's actually also really useful to identify new keywords, since it shows you the searches and the variations of your keywords. If you see a search that you don't have added as a keyword, but you would like your ads to show up for, then by adding the keyword, you'll get more of that kind of traffic. A quick way to identify the search terms that are variations of your keywords is to take a look at the added or excluded column in the report. If you see added in green next to a search term, then this just means it matches one of your keywords already. Now, where you see the word none, this means that the search term doesn't exactly match a keyword you have. Now, okay, if this search term you see is just a plural of one of your keywords and basically the same thing, there is no need to add that. And one thing to note too is you do have the option to add a column to the search terms report to see the keywords that triggered the search terms you see. So the other 2 ways we recommend finding new keywords is one, going through the suggested keywords in the Opportunities tab, and the other is to use the Keyword Planner. One thing to keep in mind about both of these tools is that sometimes the keywords recommended won't be relevant, so it's important to look through them and not just blindly add them. Now Olga is going to show you where to look in your account for this.
Okay, thank you, Devin. So, in order to find Opportunities tab, you just need to look a little bit up. It is located here. So, our tab is empty just because our campaign wasn't running, but your tab will probably have a lot of recommendations from the system, including recommendations about new keywords. Please, once again, do not add them blindly. Have a look what system suggests you, and only after that, add in your account if you think that they're relevant for you. So right now, I'm going to show you my favorite tool for keyword ideas. I do think that it's great. So, in order to access Keyword Planner tool, you need to click on Tools and choose Keyword Planner. Keyword Planner allows you to find new ideas for keywords for some particular phrases by typing in your website or choosing a category. Let's try a phrase. This is my favorite way, by the way. For example, we advertise ad grants, so we would like to check what keywords or what searches are there that relate to ad grants. You can also change location, language, and add some negative keywords if you like, but we will just check it globally. Okay, let's see. As you can see, system does a lot of work for you. It already separated all of the keywords to different ad groups. If you would like to check what system suggests in each of these ad groups, you just need to click on one of those. And you will see the list of keywords. Some of them will be very relevant for you. The other ones won't be so relevant. So please do have a look on them. Don't add them blindly once again. You can download them by clicking on this button, and it will allow you to work with that list separately from your account, for example, in Excel, if it's more comfortable for you. Or you can just choose the ones that you like in this way, click on Review Plan, and you will be able to add it to your account directly. Okay, right now some more tips from Devin.
Okay, so our next tip, tip number 5, we touched on earlier with quality score. It's to give searchers what they're looking for. Now, the best way to do this is, again, to make sure your keywords are in your ads, and then on the landing page, your ads take people to. In other words, the right keywords are paired with the right ads in each ad group. Now, in the case of ads, it's ideal to have the keywords be in the headline and even in the ad text as well. So going back to the example earlier, if someone is searching for breast cancer symptoms, then we want to be showing them an ad for breast cancer symptoms. To see if this is actually happening in your account, we recommend looking at each ad group to make sure that all the keywords in the ad group match well with the ads. If they don't, just create another ad group and segment it out further. Another thing to mention about ads is that we do recommend testing out different ads and not just having one ad per ad group. Our system will optimize around the ads people respond to better, so testing 2 to 4 ads per ad group is a good idea and has actually been shown to increase the chances of someone clicking by 9%. Also, whenever possible, add a strong call to action so searchers know what action you're expecting them to take. For example, if driving phone calls is the main goal, end your ads with something like call now or call today. Having your keywords in your ads is important, but it's also important to take people to the right landing page so you give them what they're looking for right away. You don't want to take the chance of losing someone who gets to your site because they can't find what they're looking for. What we want to do is make it easy for them and take them to the right page straight away. So for instance, if someone is looking to donate to cancer research, ideally they should see an ad specific to donating to cancer research. And then that ad should take them to a donation page and not just a home page. On this slide, you'll see an example. You'll see some examples for a nonprofit whose mission is to protect rainforests. The page a searcher is taken to on their site should change based on their search. So for information-based searches, they should be directed to informational landing pages on the site. Or for more action-oriented searches like Save the Rainforest, they should be directed to a page that shows them how they can help save rainforests and so on. And one thing to note before making any major changes, though, with keywords and ads in your account is that when you make a tweak to a keyword or an ad, you reset the keyword or ad and lose that historical data. This historical data is important in establishing quality score, which is stored in keyword and ad pairings. Now, this shouldn't stop you from making positive changes, but it's something to keep in mind. You know, if your account is poorly set up and you're not getting high quality traffic, then overhauling your campaigns is necessary and will help performance. When you're working with a foundation, though, that is okay but could use some improvement, then cycling in new ads and keywords and then pausing what isn't working is usually the way to go, in addition to creating more specific ad groups where you can. So our next tip is important, and it's really often overlooked. Ad extensions allow you to show additional information with your ads. We're a big proponent of them because they give you extra ad tech space for free. By giving you more space, they actually make your ads bigger on the search results pages. And so, as you can imagine, when an ad takes up more space on the page, the chances of someone clicking increases. Now, we've seen that ad extensions do increase click-through rate when they're added. So adding all the applicable extensions in your account is a quick way to improve performance. It also helps searchers make more informed clicks. So 2 things to keep in mind. Extensions aren't always guaranteed to show with your ads, and they typically show when your ad is on the first page, so in a position of 1 to 3. Also, up to 3 extensions can show at a time, but this can vary, and sometimes our system will show less. So there are several different types of ad extensions, and not all of them may apply to your account. These 2, site link extensions and callout extensions, are likely to be applicable. Site links are those clickable links that you see under an ad. And they're great because they allow you to take people to the page that they're looking for in 1 click. So in the case of the first ad example here on the left, if someone is looking to contact that organization directly, then they can click on the Contact Us link under the ad and be directed to their Contact Us page. So now, unlike site links, callout extensions on the right, they aren't clickable. They allow you to include value prompts or a call to action. I've seen these utilized in a number of different ways, so you can get really creative with them. I just like to think of them as more ad tech space. So if there's something you wanted to say in your ads but couldn't fit it in, this is a great place to put it. So location extensions and call extensions may also apply to your account. If you want to drive foot traffic to a location, then adding the address will help. Similarly, if you want to drive phone calls, then having your phone number showing will help as well. Also, a great thing about having your phone number showing when someone is searching on their phone is that it's really easy for them to click and call. They'll see a call icon, and then they can press on that to call you directly. Now, with that said, if phone calls, though, and foot traffic isn't what you're going for, then we definitely don't recommend adding these. So our next tip is to check your campaign settings. It's worth double checking to make sure that you're targeting the right locations and you have the right languages targeted, because mistakes here can and will bring down the quality of your traffic. Another setting to check in each campaign is your ad rotation settings. The default here should be to rotate your ads to optimize for clicks. This is what our system recommends when you first start out. Now, when you are tracking valuable actions with conversion tracking and have more than 30 conversions in the last 30 days, then we recommend looking into changing your ad rotation settings to optimize for conversions instead. The reason you want to have more than 30 conversions in the last 30 days is that our system actually looks at past conversions to predict the likelihood of future conversions. So the more conversion data, the more accurate its prediction will be. Now, if you do make this change, I highly suggest monitoring it for 2 to 3 weeks out. So check back in 2 to 3 weeks to assess the impact of the change. And by the way, we usually want to give all changes around 2 to 3 weeks to really be able to see the impact. Now, changing this setting, it can sometimes reduce traffic while increasing conversions, but that's not always the case. So again, definitely monitor it. So this brings us to our next tip, which is to make sure that you are tracking all those valuable actions on your site with conversion tracking. So this is important because you'll be able to really understand the value AdWords is driving. So if volunteer application submissions and donations are your ultimate goal, then tracking those actions is important so you know how AdWords is actually contributing to that goal. This information also makes it so much easier for you to improve performance because you'll clearly see what is working and what is not, and then be able to make tweaks accordingly. So there are two ways to set up conversion tracking. One is through AdWords, where you put code on the page you want to track, and the other is through creating goals in analytics. Now, if you have Google Analytics code on your site, we definitely recommend setting up conversion tracking through analytics, as there are more options. Now, if you don't have Google Analytics code on your site, we really recommend adding it so you can analyze all of the traffic to your site and not just the traffic from AdWords. It can also be easier to set up goals through analytics because often it doesn't require any additional coding. So keep in mind that we can also measure less concrete actions like time on site or the number of pages visited through analytics. So if engagement is your main goal and there isn't a concrete goal like donating or filling out a form, then setting these up or setting up a SMART goal, which is one of our new goal types, will be useful. Now, if you're going to set up conversion tracking through analytics, you'll want to make sure that your AdWords account and your analytics account are linked. Once they're linked, you'll be able to import your analytics goals into AdWords and also add columns to see valuable analytics data within AdWords like bounce rate and pages per session. Olga is now going to show you how to link accounts and import analytics data into AdWords.
Okay, let's go back to our account. Just several things to keep in mind. You are able to link your AdWords account with your analytics account only in one case, when you have the same email as administrator in both analytics and AdWords. If this is not the case for you, please add one of the emails as administrator. For example, add AdWords administrator email to analytics as administrator, and then you will be able to link them. In order to check if your accounts are linked and actually link them if they are not, you need to follow my steps. You need to click on gear icon here and check linked accounts. Then what you will need to do is to click on View Details on Google Analytics. And here you might see a couple different interfaces, but this is the one that you will see. You will see all the analytics properties that you have access to, and you will see if your accounts are linked or not. So if it's linked, you will see here linked. In my case, it's not linked. So I'm going to link it. Please, if it's not linked for you, link it together with me. So you can just click on Setup Link. And here you will have several options: import site metrics and don't import site metrics. Of course, we do want to import site metrics. Please make sure you choose this option. Also, if you have accounts already linked, please still go to linked accounts and check if you have import site metrics chosen, because what I typically see in Ad Grants accounts is that they're linked, but the import site metrics option is not selected. So you need to select it and click on Save button. So right now our accounts are linked, and here what you also will be able to see, if you had some goals in your analytics already set up, Right here, you will see a clickable note telling you how many goals are ready to be imported to AdWords. And if you click on it, you will be redirected to the interface that will allow you to import the goals that you set up before in analytics, and you will be able to analyze your account performance much better. Okay, right now we are going back to our last tips from Devin.
Okay, great. So our next tip is to think about a user's mobile experience on your site. So as I'm sure a lot of you've been hearing, traffic on mobile has been rapidly increasing and is rivaling desktop searches, in some instances even surpassing. This is where the growth lies. So it's really important that your site is optimized for mobile. Not only have we seen traffic increasing on mobile, but we've also been seeing people taking valuable actions on mobile devices. So you'll see from these stats here that donors aren't just searching on their mobile devices, they're also making donations on them as well. Also, Google recently announced that mobile-friendly sites will increase in organic results beginning in May. So having a more mobile-friendly site can help your site appear better organically as well. Now, we do have a mobile-friendly test that you can see right here that you can use to test whether or not your site is mobile-friendly or not. And this brings us to our last tip. We're here to help, and we definitely recommend contacting our online specialists if you have questions about structuring or managing your AdWords account. Our online AdWords Help Center is also a great place to find more information, and I'm personally a really big fan of our AdWords YouTube channel. Finally, make sure your email address in your account is updated, so you're receiving emails from us. Double check your account settings to see if you're opted out from receiving important information. And that's the last of our top 10 tips. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you've learned something new and feel more equipped to make changes in your account to improve performance. So now we're going to end with your questions. So Olga, what questions do we have?
Okay, I checked the comment section of YouTube and G+, and no one asked any questions. So we hope that before everything was very clear, and because you're already optimizing your accounts. But please keep in mind that you actually can ask us questions all the time. We have support there for you, and you can contact us if you have some questions after. So Devin?
Thank you so much. It was great to join you guys all and share our tips.
Okay, thank you and bye-bye. Good luck
Bye.
with your accounts.